He swung on and hit the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Drew Lefbauer, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the back for one out, throws to first, and he's in time, a double play.
Pitch, breaking ball lifted deep to center field, and it is gone! A 2-run shot for Cody Hosey.
A high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a 2-run homer. T.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Now, in his 3rd season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Zach Ledson.
Let's play 2. Hi, everybody. Zach Letson getting you ready for the very first doubleheader here at Cardines Field in the 2022 season. It is Newport, and it is the Upper Valley Nighthawks. For the only time here in the regular season, Nighthawks make the drive from Vermont to play a 7-inning doubleheader. Gulls going for their first 7-game winning streak since 2017, here beginning at 4:05, but we've got plenty of pregame coverage before that on the Gulls pregame show, which starts right now. All right, back here on the Gulls pregame show, Zach Letson, joined by Ben Logel, one of our Gulls interns and a veteran here with the Newport Gulls. Ben, why don't you tell the folks what you do here at Cardines Field?
I mean, I do a lot of stuff. Sometimes I work in the ticket booth. I get the place squeaky clean pregame, and I help out with all the on-field contests like the goalie race, and yeah, I'm a doer of many things, you know?
Ben Logel, doer of many things. One of those things before you worked for the Gulls, though, was just come to the games as a fan. As we see, we see this place decked out every single night with fans. You were one of those fans. What was, if you can give me one memory or one experience as a fan that you enjoyed before your time working here, what would that be?
Probably, it's a tie between 2 of them. I'd say throwing the first pitch out twice and coming to the Gulls camps, because those are some of my most fond memories as being a Gulls fan, basically.
Well, you were here in 2021. You're back in 2022. New group, of course, new team, new interns, all of it. You and I are a couple of the only mainstayers, but what's different to you about being here this year than in years past?
I mean, there's some constants, but I'd say the major difference is the one constant that we always want to win, and the major difference is, like, the people, because I'll be here for a while, but certain people will come and go, All
right, that's the man, Ben Logel. Thanks so much for the time, man.
You're welcome.
All right, pregame show rolls on right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. Caden Charpentier here with Gulls outfielder Colton Freeman. So today, Colton, you are batting cleanup in both games. So I ask you, obviously you are hot at the plate right now. So what is your approach today, batting cleanup in games 1 and 2?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank you guys for having me today. As the most interesting player on this team, I'm glad I could finally get on your little podcast. As far as batting cleanup today, I've actually yet to get an extra base hit. It'd be fun to mix one in today.
Love to hear that. So last game in the booth, we were very interested in asking you the fact about your walk-up song. It's the Fox football theme song. Every single time you came up, always gave us a laugh. It always gave us a laugh. It's something to talk about. So what's the background around that? So, like, do you play football when you were younger?
No, not at all. Wasn't allowed to play football, but it is so funny to come up to that song. Me and Tyler Cortland were teammates. We both came up with that idea. I wanted to do something that was super American but wasn't country, and that was the best thing I could have come up with.
I love that. That's epic. So now we know. So right now you've had a hit in 5 of your 6 games since coming back from injury. The team is undefeated every time you get a hit. So what are you kind of looking forward to kind of improve on and basically into today and into maybe the rest of the season?
For sure, yeah. Nothing less than a coincidence there. It's just a great team. and I think my one hit a game isn't pushing us over the edge. But I would like to keep this up. I would like to keep the winning up. We're going on 7 and 8 straight wins today, and hopefully we can get the job done.
I love that. I love that. So, last question, 4th of July, you wore those pretty epic socks. They were pretty sick. You stole third. I saw you stole third in that game, or you got there and the guy threw you out and you got there just in time. And you were safe on the bunt. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was just asking, did those socks give you like an extra boost or something?
Yeah.
I said on the broadcast.
So yeah, I frequently say when pants are up, I would say it's like +2 speed, -2 power. So I would say it definitely helped in that scenario.
I love that. Love that. Well, we'll see if Colton can continue his hot streak today against the Upper Valley Nighthawks. Well, Colton, thank you for your time and best of luck today.
Thank you.
All right. Gulls pregame show rolls on.
All right, back here on the Gulls pregame show, a little 7-inning doubleheader between Newport and Upper Valley. Gulls looking to extend their winning streak, and they were able to get it to 6 in large part because of the guy to my left. It is reliever Garrett Simpson. Garrett, you pitch 4 innings out of relief. Gulls really relying on you in that win. In that last inning you pitch, it's the 10th inning. You come in, and there's a guy already on second base because of the new rules here in the league. Does that change your approach at all? Like, what's your mindset when you're like, all right, 0 outs, already got a guy in scoring position?
Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of that rule, but usually teams try to bunt, try to get the guy to third, and then get him in to score. But usually just try to come in, throw strikes, try to keep him from scoring. That's pretty much all you got to do.
Well, you come over from Wright State, and the Raiders relied on you a lot this year. 21 appearances. How did that get you ready for coming in high-stress situation? Not just high stress, but you labored out there. 4 innings of work. How did that prepare you for that?
That's the type of situations I came in with Wright State. They always threw me into the dogfight, and I knew I had to come in and compete for my team, shut them down.
Well, I want to talk more about your time with the Raiders. A lot of NCAA tournament pedigree, back-to-back Horizon League titles. You guys win 24-0 in your conference championship game. What was that entire ride like that ended up with you guys going to the NCAA regionals?
It was truly a great experience. This was my first year with them, so it's always great to go to a regional for the first time, and especially winning 24-0 to a team that beat you 4 out of 5 times throughout the regular season.
Well, you guys get it done on Monday, on the 4th of July, using 5 pitchers. Kind of a different strategy Newport had to use to get it done, but you do it by committee and you still find a way to win. What does it say that you guys can rely on 4 different guys out of the bullpen and still get a W at the end of the day?
Just shows the type of talent we have. We have guys who come out and compete and get those strikes, and just our dogs on the mound.
All right, that is Wright State's Garrett Simpson. Garrett, thanks for the time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Gulls pregame show rolls on. All right, back here on the Gulls pregame show, Zach Letzen joined by Newport Gulls pitching coach Dan Gasofsky. Gulls playing 2 today, Coach. Newport comes in with a 6-game winning streak, and pitching's really been the catalyst for that. A 2.21 team ERA during that time, and ERA by starting pitching under 2. What do you think's changed and helped guide that winning streak pitching-wise?
Well, I think you just said it, right? We're getting good quality starts out of guys, and that makes, the rest of the way really easy. With our starters, we're rolling 6 of them out every week, and they really just kind of know who they are, make sure that they're landing their off-speed pitches early, and just attacking the zone. If you look at our numbers, we're not walking a whole lot of guys, and that's what we're talking about, and it's good to see the guys responding to that message.
Well, 2 of the guys that have been kind of driving that bus, Kevin Sider and Logan McGuire, they will be on the mound here today for Newport. Streaks that, for Sider, 12 straight no-hit innings. For McGuire, he had a game, 10 Ks in 5 innings. These are tough stretches to sustain. But what are you looking from those 2 to try to keep that thing going, get a couple W's today?
Well, when we were looking at the schedule, we had a couple of doubleheaders lined up, and Sider came in and threw the first one against Mystic last time out, as did McGuire in Game 2. So I think they're prepared. They know what to expect a little bit. So we're excited to kind of run it back. The catching really has been a strength of ours. I think you're talking about the success of what we've been able to do on the hill, and it really stems from how the pitchers have handled the pitching staff. They're in rotation, so they're in constant communication with one another, and it's kind of special to see in the summer ball format. So, Burles and Scanlon and Haskins, they can't speak highly enough about them and the job they've done.
Well, we just got a photo bomb from Gulls manager and your longtime friend, Frank Holbrook. What Well, what's it been like with him? You've been here with him, of course, former teammate. I've asked you about him, but now we are in, I guess they call it the dog days of summer, right in the heart. How's it been just being around him on an everyday basis?
Yeah, they say it's the dog days of July, and it doesn't feel like it yet. We'll see how it goes this week. Got a burner today, with 2 of them. So, but I think you see it in the guys that there's been a great cohesion amongst the crew. And, guys are really comfortable with one another. And, I'm thinking that that's what's going to kind of carry us the rest of the way through.
All right, Gulls looking to keep this winning streak going. That is Gulls pitching coach Dan Gosofsky. Gus, thanks for the time.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
All right, the Gulls pregame show rolls on. We will see you from the booth. Let's play 2. We got 14 innings of baseball for you, maybe more on this fantastic Wednesday afternoon at Cardines Field. So glad you can be with us. It is the only time this regular season that the Upper Valley Nighthawks will face the Newport Gulls. Thanks for joining us here on Wednesday on the NECBL Network. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Upper Valley Nighthawks, Jake Baskin, as well as the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Caden Sharpentier. On this Wednesday, like I said, the only time that these two will see each other. So they'll play 2 games, and in this interesting format, Jake, Upper Valley will be the home team for Game 1. Newport will be the home team for Game 2. And it was a thrilling win. Both these teams coming off of thrilling wins that they were able to get late. A 10-9 win for Upper Valley against a team that's been the best team in the NECBL this year.
Yeah, they beat the Vermont Mountaineers on the 3rd try. The Nighthawks actually scored 6 runs in the 5th inning to take a 9-3 lead, which was immediately canceled out in the top of the 6th inning when Vermont scored 6. A John Hogart RBI ground out to score. Ty Kaufman won the game for Upper Valley in the 8th. And it was a pretty fun 10-9 win, a game that you never really knew what was going to happen.
Well, Newport knows plenty about those 1-run victories, 7 1-run victories for the Gulls. That is half of the win total for Newport, coming in with a 14-8 record, a 2-game lead in the Coastal Division. And the latest of those 7, Caden, was a thrilling win in 11 innings on Monday. A walk-off single for Alec Makarevich to get it done against the North Shore Navigators.
Yeah, we talked about it before it happened. It was kind of ironic, the fact that he extended his hitting streak to 13 games on that walk-off hit. And, I mean, it was just an amazing game. It was a team effort. 5 pitchers went for the Gulls, and it wasn't Dominic Parachi's amazing pitching. He pitched well, but you also had Garrett Simpson pitch extremely well out of the bullpen. He went 4 innings. And today, first game, you got Kevin Seidert, one of the Gulls' best pitchers this season, trying to continue a streak of 12 hitless innings, which is kind of absurd to say, but Parachi's streak of scoreless innings ended on Monday, but let's see if Seidert can continue his hitless inning streak.
Well, today we will have the NECBL Hitter of the Week against the NECBL Pitcher of the Week. Plenty more to come. We will have starting lineups 1 through 9, defensive alignments, starting pitchers, all of that coming up just shortly here, just a few minutes away from first pitch at Cardines Field. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
The law firm of Haller & Sage is proud to partner with the Newport Gulls for a season-long and, dare I say, epic battle for the Haller & Sage Cup. The Newport Gulls, the Mystic Schooners, the Bristol Blues, the Danbury Westerners, and the Valley Blue Sox are all in contention for the title. Haller & Sage is proud to support the NECBL teams and the Aquidneck Island community. We wish the players a successful, competitive, healthy, enjoyable season. And to the fans, enjoy the game. Play ball.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com.
And we are here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. First time the Nighthawks have been here since 2019, except for those who were in the All-Star game last year. I'm Jake Baskin, along with Zach Letson and Caden Charpentier. It'll be Ryan Hagen now on the mound, and who's in the starting lineup?
Yeah, so it is very odd, very peculiar. You see Newport, they will be putting the bats in their hand first. Upper Valley will take the field first, but for Newport it's going to be Trent Farquhar who leads this Newport team. He's got 15 hits in 10 home games. He'll do the leadoff inning. Alec Makarevich, who we talked about, the hero on Monday, he hits second and plays third. Colton Ledbetter, the team leader in home runs and batting average, will hit third and play center. Colton Freeman, who's got a real hot bat since he came back from injury, he does the cleanup hitting playing left. Josh Kuroda-Grauer hits fifth and plays right. Noah Martinez hits sixth and plays first. Ben Rounds does the designated hitting in game number 1 of this doubleheader, hitting seventh in the DH hole. Spencer Smith back in the lineup for Newport. He plays shortstop and hits eighth. And Jake Burley, the Brown University Bear, rounding out the order, hitting ninth and doing the catching.
Ryan Hagen now on the mound, his second start, third appearance of the year. He had previously been with Wareham of the Cape Cod League and now is here in the Upper Valley. He recorded the win in a relief appearance against Danbury, which only went 1 inning. He started on June 29th against Keene, went 2 1/3 in a no decision. He's out of the University of Kentucky, a native of Las Vegas, Nevada, who lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. So Farquhar, the first of 3 consecutive left-handed hitters and 6 overall in this Newport lineup. Newport in white, Upper Valley with the blue tops and the gray pants. Running through the defensive alignment, Nick Fazzari, it's his turn in the catching rotation. Ryan Ignafo is at third base, Luca Trajani at short, Max Grant at second, Clay Stearns at first, in the outfield left to right is John Hogart, Tyler Sorrentino, and Will Sullivan. So we'll wait on Farquhar to get in as the umpires are talking with the Newport coaching staff. And we are ready to play ball. Farquhar, Makarevich, and Ledbetter here in the top of the first inning at Cardines Field. Hagenau, the right-hander, 6'5", 215 pounds, entering his sophomore year with the Wildcats. One of 2 Kentucky pitchers. Seth Logue is scheduled to start the second game, his Kentucky teammate. Hagenau looks in for the sign, and it was lined up in the first pitch. It's a strike, and we are underway. The count 0-1 on Farquhar. Fouled off back to the screen. Farquhar out of Michigan State. A Big Ten versus SEC matchup in this particular at-bat.
Hitting .429 here at Cardines Field in home games. Really has liked in here and has kind of been a mainstay in that leadoff spot here.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Got him with the breaking ball, and Hagenau gets his first strikeout, 1 away here in the inning.
How about that off speed? Looked like Farquhar was sitting kind of waiting on it, but it really just took a long, long time to get there, and that is just great execution on the breaking ball.
So another left-hand hitter, the third baseman Alec Makarevich. First pitch, missed low. Makarevich, 26 in the white uniforms. I believe the hero of the most recent game, as you mentioned. Hagen out to the plate. Missed outside. 2 balls to count.
Yeah, extended his hitting streak to 13 games. Has a hit in every game he's played in a Newport uniform and wasted no time. A first pitch single in that inning.
And the pitch, and he's quickly ahead 3-0.
And that's the beauty of the new rules, right? You get a runner on second to start the inning in the 11th, so base hit back up the middle, and that wrapped it up.
Well, anything is favorable. The game's ending in a tie, 3-0 in the way, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Makarevich. He reaches base as the first base runner of the game.
Yeah, his 7th walk of the season. I will say one of the things about that Newport, upper the lineup is the top of the lineup is really patient. Obviously, you have a lot of power in Farquhar and Ledbetter and Makarevich, and Colton Freeman's hitting the ball well, but they're really patient, and Ledbetter leads the team in walk, steps up to the plate right now.
Colton Ledbetter out of Samford University in Alabama. Stearns, another Alabaman, holding on to Makarevich as that one missed inside, and that's 5 straight that Hagenau's thrown out of the strike zone after he struck out Farquhar in 3.
Yeah, he's going to be making the move over to Mississippi State after a real remarkable season with the Samford Bulldogs. Led him in home runs, RBIs, nearly every offensive category.
Line into left field. Coming on is Hogard, and he is not able to get it. That is a fair ball. Rounding second and stopping there. Kind of getting crossed up was Makarevich, and that'll be a single for Ledbetter, the first base hit of the day for Newport.
Yeah, squared it up pretty well and kind of just found a gap where there was nobody fielding, and a good job by Hogard. He had to get to that quickly because otherwise I think Makarevich thinking real hard about trying to get to third there.
So the first right-hand hitter is Colton Freeman. That's Colton with a K. He attends college about 15 minutes away from the Nighthawks home stadium at Dartmouth, with Makarevich on second and Ledbetter on first. Hagenau trying to get out of this mini jam as he throws a strike right there to Freeman.
Yeah, talking to Freeman before the game, I mean, he's just such a funny guy to talk to, talking about his socks that were American flag on Monday, and his theme song walking out is the Fox football theme song. It just makes us laugh every time.
What's more American than that? Here's the pitch, well outside, and it's 1-1.
And I believe that was his reasoning, right? He said he wanted something that was American but not country, and so that's what him and his Dartmouth teammate Tyler Cortland, that's what they arrived on.
I respect that a lot. Ball and a strike as the pitch caught the outside corner for strike two. Freeman going without batting gloves. You'll see about one or two guys per team do that.
Now, whatever his strategy's been, it's worked. He's really squared up the ball pretty nicely on the base hits that he's had since stepping into this lineup midseason.
Hagen out to the plate. Well outside, blocked by Fazzari, and that'll head back into fair territory as it's not far enough for Makarevich to go to third.
Yeah, he has 6 hits, but none of them are extra base hits. I think he's still searching for that extra base hit. Hopefully it does come today, but I think he did mention that, he has all singles, so the extra base hit is something that he's definitely searching for coming up.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Colton Freeman. Kuroda Grauer, the one on deck. Hagen now sets. To the plate. Line into right field, past Grant. Makarevich will round third. Sullivan will throw home, and the bases are loaded as Makarevich has to stop.
That's just a great piece of opposite field hitting. He does a great job of just getting good contact on it. When you get good contact on it, good things will happen, and he just finds a gap. It's a good effort from Grant there at second base, but Colton Freeman, I mean, you can't say enough about what he's done. He's dealing with that lower leg injury to start the season, and since stepping in, he has been an offensive infusion to this team.
So Josh Kuroda Grauer out of Rutgers will come on with the bases loaded, 1 out. Hagenau's first pitch to him is right down the middle for a strike. Again, Hagenau in a bit of a jam. In his first start, he did give up 1 run on 2 hits, but only went 2 1/3 after getting into some trouble there against Keene. Then the pitch outside, that's a ball.
Yeah, Kuroda Grauer playing pretty good ball from the plate so far. He's got 5 hits in his last 3 games, so a home run as well in the last game on Monday against North Shore. So this is exactly, I think, the guy that Newport wants up right now.
Stearns playing in at first base. Then the pitch. He's trying to keep it outside and does a little bit too far. Does Hagen out 2-1.
Yeah, it's an interesting call with playing the first baseman in here. I would not be looking for a squeeze play with JKG being one of the better hitters in this lineup.
Stearns did have an assist in this situation at home a few days ago as this one's fouled off. Again, Stearns not a natural first baseman. He's usually one of the 3 catchers. Let's see, with the most recent game he caught, so he's playing first base more frequently in games he doesn't catch, especially with Nick Wang just returning to DH. We'll be back on that in a moment. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. And that's the second out. Not happy about that was Kuroda Grauer, but there are 2 out in the inning.
Got breaking ball, and he was really trying to go for that top part of the zone. And it was a good job behind the plate. Fazzari did a nice job framing it, and that is just a really needed response by the Nighthawks with the bases loaded.
So here's Central Connecticut's Noah Martinez. Nighthawks fans may remember him as a member of the Keene Swamp Bats last year. As their first baseman today. back in a run of 3 straight left-hand hitters. This one bounced over to Grant. He'll throw to first, and the inning is over. The Gulls strand the bases loaded. The score, Newport nothing, and Upper Valley coming to bat. You're watching the NECBL Broadcast Network.
All right, fans, just a couple.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Jake Baskin, Zach Letson here with you at Cardines Field, Newport. The Upper Valley batting order for the first game. We'll see how it is. Tyler Sorrentino in left field, Max Grant at second base, Ryan Ignafo at third base. No surprise for any of those three in the spots where they are. John Hogarth's in cleanup today. He's in left field. We also celebrate the return of Nick Wang, whose last game was on June 8th against Keene. He left for the month due to injury and now is back today at DH. Will Sullivan in right field today. Clay Stearns at first base, Luca Trajani in the 8th spot playing shortstop, and Nick Fazzari behind the plate rounding out the order. And who's on the mound for Newport, Zach?
Going to be facing the Week 4 NECBL Pitcher of the Week. It is the Quinnipiac righty Kevin Sider, and what a week he had. 6 innings of no-hit baseball, 12 strikeouts. It's the most by a Gulls arm this season, and dating back to his last start before that, you're talking about 12 straight no-hit scoreless innings for Kevin Sider, and 0.56 ERA in total on the summer.
Well, we'll see if the Nighthawks can change the Quinnipiac Bobcats' luck here as the pitch bounces away from the catcher Burley. It is Burley behind the plate, infield left to right, Makarevich at third, Smith at short, Farquhar at second, and Martinez at first. Outfield left to right is Freeman, Ledbetter, and Kuroda Grauer. The right-hander Sider to the plate. This one fouled off by Sorrentino, ball and a strike.
Yeah, I think the best part about Sider, he throws like low 90s, 91, 90 for his fastball, but he mixes his pitches extremely well, and that's why he's so successful and gets 23 strikeouts on the year. He's just extremely good at punching people out.
The 1-1 on the way. That one fouled off to the same spot by Sorrentino. Sorrentino out of the College of Charleston has been the leadoff man for almost every game since he showed up on the third day of the season. His very good speed there, and is what you want in a leadoff hitter. Against Vermont, he scored 3 runs in that 10-9 win. A windup in the pitch. This one bounced foul. Max Grant, the on-deck hitter. Fresh haircut for Grant. But the count now 1-2 on Sorrentino. Fifth pitch of the at-bat to him coming up. And it was motion is Sider to the plate. Bouncer, 2-2.
Yeah, Kaden kind of touched on it a little bit, but he's a guy who's going to mostly rely on that fastball. It'll sit around the 88-mile-per-hour range, but also has a little curveball slider that he will implement about 30% of the time, roughly. So a good 3-pitch mix, and if he likes to work it efficiently and have command of that zone, that's what he's done these last 2 starts.
Sider to the plate. Breaking ball fouled off as Sorrentino keeps himself alive. He's worked a few long at-bats this year.
Called the Disaster Masters, DAI.
He and Max Grant both very adept at fouling the ball off until they get their pitch. 2-2 on the way to Sorrentino. Kind of handcuffed the catcher Burley there, and the count's full. Sorrentino's also played a pretty good center field, robbed a home run in Keene last week. Sider into his motion, 3-2. This one bounced. Nice hopper, played by Farquhar. The throw to first is in time, one away.
Yeah, that was smacked 93 miles per hour on our track man, but stayed on the ground, and Farquhar just stayed in front of it.
So here's Max Grant, hit his first home run against Winnipesaukee over the weekend. Out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, one of 2 Canadians in the lineup for Upper Valley today, along with Nick Fazzari. First pitch is this one bounced up the middle, and that is through for a base hit. Max Grant on with a 1-out single here in the first inning. And up now is the matchup you all wanted to see, the pitcher of the week against the hitter of the week. Ryan Ignafo comes on to face Sider.
This is why the fans come out right here. This is, you're seeing A+ against A+ in the NECBL to this point this summer, and finally someone able to get a hit off of Kevin Sider. It had been 12 1/3 innings, and just a really good piece of contact there from Grant.
So Ignafo, 8 home runs in the year, leading the league in batting average, home runs, and RBI. That one missed outside to Ignafo.
In pursuit of that Miguel Cabrera-esque triple crown.
I'm sure. Wonder if that's ever happened in this league before. I think we'll get a little bit further in the season before we more seriously discuss it. Grant on first base. To the plate. Swing and a miss. Trying to keep the ball outside on Ignafo, and it's 1-1.
Just a quality off-speed change up right there by Sider. I mean, he had 89 in the first pitch, and then he gets him. I feel like Ignafo thought that was going to be a fastball, and it wasn't. And it was exactly what you want to do right there from Sider. Mix those pitches.
1-1 the count. To the plate. Outside, that's ball 2. Ignafo has done a little bit of pitching this year. He's played some first, but has really settled in that third base role nicely, a role he did not play during the college season at Eastern Illinois. 2-1 the count on Ignafo. To the plate. Fouled back to the screen. 2-2. Hogart the on-deck hitter, and Hogart red hot for Upper Valley. Grant taking his lead, Martinez holding him. Two and two on Ryan Ignafo. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Sider strikes out Ignafo. That's his first punch out, 2 out in the inning.
Yeah, tied him up 91 on the fastball and got that inner part of the zone a little bit low. And that's something that, as a hitter, especially Ignafo, looks tasty as a fastball, right? But as it keeps coming in inside, that's just a great pitch from Kevin Sider, and Ignafo could not catch up to it.
So here's John Hogart. Hogart had the winning RBI a couple days ago, or a few days ago against Vermont, an RBI ground out in the 8th inning. He has 2 home runs in the year, both within the last week. As the pitch, snap throw back to first. Martinez the tag. Grant slides in safely. Good throw by Burley. And it's 0-1 on Hogart.
Yeah, he's got a cannon. We saw him throw out a base runner back on Monday in the 9th inning. He will certainly let it loose if need be.
Sider from the set. The pitch. Strike 2. And after conceding the 1-out single to Grant for the first time in 12 innings, he's 1 pitch away, Sider, from getting out of the frame. 7-8-9 coming up for Newport, starting with rounds. 0-2 on John Hogart. Fouled off. Hogart played the past couple years at Wabash Valley College in Illinois. Will transfer to Louisiana Tech in the fall for his final 2 years. Out of Madisonville, Kentucky. Grant off of first to the plate. Missed high, that's ball 1.
Yeah, heck of a program over there in the Bulldogs. That's certainly a well-deserved transfer move over there. They've been one of those teams always in that NCAA tournament conversation.
Hogard hit over 400 at the JUCO level this year. Sider trying to get out of the frame. 1-2. Again, fouled off by Hogard. And that's a road beyond the stands, so.
And we're right in the middle of it all here at Cardines Field. You got West Marlboro Street to our right. You got America's Cup Avenue to our left. In the heart of the city, if you will.
Yeah, Maxfield Sports Complex kind of is a hazard to cars, but at least it's a parking lot in a kind of empty area. You're right in the thick of it here. The pitch. Outside, ball 2. Nick Wang, the on-deck hitter, would be his first at-bat of July. First at-bat in almost a month for him. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sider's pitch. Bouncer into right field for a base hit. Grant will have to stop at second base as Hogard is on with the second single in the inning for Upper Valley.
Yeah, kind of just like Freeman doing a really nice job going the other way with it and found a spot where there was a pretty gaping hole. You had Farquhar kind of playing a little closer to that second base bag. A lot of daylight right there, and Hogard takes advantage. Now you got an opportunity right away for the Nighthawks, just like Newport had.
So here's Nick Wang, first at bat since June 8th. He started the year as the third baseman, got hurt, but he always planned to be back. The Patriot League Freshman of the Year at Holy Cross will spend his next 3 years elsewhere in Massachusetts, going to the Hill to play at Boston College. First pitch. Outside, that's a ball. And it's good to see Wang back. Justin DeVoy told me he'd be in the DH spot for a little while before taking his role back at third. One 1-0 on Nick Wang. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Sider attacks him right here. He hasn't experienced a lot of adversity since, this streak. He got 2 men on right here. He's not used to having guys on, so he hasn't walked that many people. He walked no guys last game, so it's definitely interesting right here for Kevin Sider.
And the pitch. Strike 2. Sullivan will follow Wang. Grant is on second, Hogard on first. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Nighthawk DH. The pitch. Called strike 3. Down he goes. The second strikeout of the inning for Sider. Strands 2 runners on for Upper Valley. We're through 1 inning of play for Newport. There is no score on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams...
We are here in the top of the second inning. Ryan Hagenow on for his second inning of work. It'll be Ben Round, Spencer Smith, and Jake Burley. 7, 8, 9 for Newport here in the top of the second frame. Hagenow into his windup, first pitch to Rounds, well outside and high. So Rounds, the second in a line of 3 straight left-hand hitters. They have 3 lefties, 2 righties, 3 lefties, and 1 more righty. in the batting order as that missed outside 2-0.
Yeah, whenever Rounds gets a hit's a good sign. The Gulls are 7-1 in games that Ben Rounds has hits. So if he gets on base, I think that's a good sign.
As the pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Rounds out of the Boston area, attends Harvard. 2-1 the count. Hagen out of the plate. This one fouled back. 2-2. Hagenau struck out 2 in the top of the first, and Sider matched him there. The pitch, this one bounced. Grant over to his left, makes the play, throws the first, 1 away. Spencer Smith up next, the shortstop today.
Yeah, donning that new number 2. That will be his number the rest of the season here. Had some jersey troubles, but those have been solved. And the second-year Newport Gold. Good to see him back in the lineup. This is a veteran for this team. Played in the Newport League in 2020. Played with the Gulls last summer. Here he is again.
Hagen out of the plate. Missed high on Smith. A lot of Northeastern Huskies in this league.
A lot of them. Max Vieira
and Jake Igliotti from last year's Nighthawks, now on North Shore. As the pitch caught the plate for a strike. None for the Upper Valley this year, though, although I'm sure they would have loved the services of Jordy Allard back before he went to the Cape.
Yeah, and Spencer Smith's Northeastern teammate here with the Gulls, also Luke Beckstein.
That one missed low. I think I've seen a few others on other teams, like Martha's Vineyard had a couple.
They're all kicking around. Of course, it's,
yeah,
not the furthest of distances from Boston here to the New England League.
I went to a game out there in Brookline in the suburbs as that one is popped up foul.
They're always in the mix in the CAA. They're,
yes.
Of course, in the tournament last year in that Fayetteville Regional. This year, they lose on that crazy walk-off walk to Hofstra. Or hit by pitch, was it?
That's
pitch,
right. Yeah, well,
right.
I started my college life at Hofstra, so very invested in their success as that one missed inside and low.
Yeah, how about the pride?
Yeah, Frank Catalanato's boys. Michael O'Hanlon on this year's Nighthawk team. I was happy to see them. First time in program history they made it. 3-2 on the way from Hagenau. That one missed outside. That's a ball. Second walk conceded from Hagenau. And there's a one-out base runner for the second consecutive inning.
That's kind of the MO for Spencer Smith. He is one of the more patient hitters you're going to find on this club. And that's why it's having him, especially in the bottom of that order, really works nicely for this team.
So here's Jake Burley, right-hand hitting catcher. Burley, one of a few Ivy Leaguers on this Gull team. He's out of Brown. Seen Dartmouth and Harvard also represented. Is that one down the plate for a strike?
Yeah, he got a third of this lineup, this starting 9 from the Ivy League, and then plenty more. A couple guys in Newport's bullpen. Tyler Cortland, being from Dartmouth as well. I call it the Ivy League All-Star League here in the NECBL because it's a lot of the premier talent.
Yeah, North Shore, I believe, had quite a few of them last year. There's the pitch inside, and that hit him. So Burley hit by a pitch, and for the second time, Hagenau will have to navigate a one-out second and first situation.
Now, fortunately for Burley, it's just a breaking ball, so probably doesn't hurt quite as much as a fastball in the 90 range. That one came in at just 71 miles an hour, but able to wear it well. And, any way you can get them on. This is 2 guys now on Newport on the base paths and no hits in this inning.
I don't think I'd be able to handle a hit by pitch from any NCAA pitcher.
I'd agree with you on that.
As the first pitch is swung on deep to right field. Sullivan going back, that is off the wall, a very high fence here, and having to stop at third because of the distance of that is Smith. The bases are loaded with 1 out.
That was smoked. My goodness. We have a 26-foot fence here at Guardians Field. That is out, and I think a lot of ballparks in this league. You got to look at the replay. Just absolute hot shot, 97 off the bat. The distance on that thing, the trajectory, you're talking about 334 feet. So, again, probably gone in a lot of stadiums. But, again, it's a second inning in a row. Newport's got the bags loaded.
Well, it'll be Makarevich, who walked his last time up, and then Ledbetter, who singled. First pitch inside, that hit him. Second hit by pitch of the inning, and the run scores. Smith comes in. It's 1-0 Newport.
I mean, they don't even have to get a hit to get a run in. I think that's positive because Newport has definitely struggled this season when it comes to guys in scoring position and scoring. But right now you have Colton Ledbetter up, arguably your hottest hitter. So this is probably the #1 player in the Newport lineup that you want up with bases loaded.
So Makarevich will have his most painful RBI of the season as Chad Sturgeon is coming out to talk to Hagenau. I wonder if Austin Wayner is going to go get ready in the Upper Valley pen.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of just lost the handle on it, and command is so important, but when you have to worry about your command and trying to put one out over the plate and you make a mistake, this is not a guy you want to make a mistake to and leave one out over the plate.
Singled his last time up. Burley's on third, Farquhar on second, Makarevich on first. Hagenau's first pitch. There's a strike at the knees to Ledbetter. Ignafo playing in on the grass at third, so Stearns at first. Middle infield at double play depth. The pitch drilled into right field. Sullivan will be there. Burley will tag. He comes home. Sullivan throws. It is cut off, and it'll be a sacrifice fly for Colton Ledbetter. It's 2-0 Newport.
Any way to get a job done, and you got to come through in those situational moments. It's a sacrifice fly, and it's just converting in these situations has been such a pivotal point for Newport during this winning streak. So there it is again.
23 RBIs right there for Colton Ledbetter. Just a fantastic season, 7 home runs, but obviously didn't go over, but Newport executes with bases loaded this inning around it. That's exactly what you need to do early on in a game.
So 2 runs already in, 2 out. Freeman singled his first time up. Second and first now with Farquhar the lead runner. First pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. Nighthawks will have Sullivan, Stearns, and Trajani in the bottom of the second inning. 6, 7, 8 in their order. Hagenau sets. And the 0-1. Bouncing and caught. Actually caught in the air by Grant. It was sinking. And Grant ends the inning and saves another bases load situation. We are through 1.5. 2 runs across the plate for Newport. They're up 2-0 on the NECBL network.
All-Star Games is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Bottom 2 as Upper Valley has to catch up in the first game of this 7-inning doubleheader in each game. Upper Valley, the home team here. Will Sullivan out of Troy University will be followed by his college teammate Clay Stearns and then Luca Trajani. Sullivan playing right field today. He's done that more this year. He's been more of a first baseman. He was last year at the All-Star game last year and in the home run derby as strike 1 on Sullivan. 7 home runs on the year last year for Sullivan, just 1 so far this year for the second-year Nighthawk. But he's really evolved into a more complete hitter. Uses all fields as he takes 2 quick inside strikes from Sider. Sider's starting to feel it now, and he's up 0-2 on Sullivan. Into his motion and the pitch. Waste pitch there, 1-2. Working quickly. This one bounced over to second base. Farquhar up with it, throw to first, one away.
Yeah, that was impressive there by Sullivan just to get a bat on that baseball real high in the zone. And, I mean, that's what you want if you're Kevin Sider. He's been attacking that zone. If you can get soft contact, you're going to be in good shape today. And especially when you got to play 14 innings, it is critical that you can stay efficient and minimize the amount of arms.
Clay Stearns reached base 3 different ways on Sunday. Hit by pitch, walked, singled, also scored. First at bat of the day is at first base today, takes a strike. And the pitch missed inside, ball and a strike on Stearns. Stearns, 17 in blue, out of Birmingham, Alabama, as the pitch is fouled back. His parents and grandmother made the trip from Birmingham to the Upper Valley for this weekend's slate of games. Not an easy drive.
Not at all.
1-2 on Stearns. 2-2. Trajani, the on-deck hitter. Fazzari in the hole to round out the order. And the pitch. Inside. 3-2. Stearns has been hit by a pitch 7 times this season, so you got to be careful about that. 3-2 on the Nighthawk first baseman. And the pitch. Inside, he went around, and that's ball. No, they did not go around. That's ball 4.
Yeah, close call, and they deferred over there to first base umpire Joe Gravina. That was kind of 50-50 and gets the benefit of the doubt there.
So Sider doesn't walk many. Here's the second-year Nighthawk, Luca Trajani, one of 4 on the team, including 2 in the lineup today, along with Sullivan. Kyle Novak and Randall Alejo are the others, as this one missed high. Trajani on Saturday went 0 for 4. Did hit in a run, though. And the pitch. Outside corner, strike, as the umpire has been giving those to both pitchers. Stearns, not much of a base stealing threat at first base. Martinez holding him anyway. And that one missed low, 2-1. We're just about at the 40-minute mark of game number 1. Again, this one is scheduled for 7 innings, both of these. 2 balls and a strike on Luca Trajani. Over to second base, this could be 2. Farquhar handles the high hop. Smith to first, double play. And that ends the inning, 4-6-3. And we are through 2. Zach Letzman will have the call next. It's 2-0 Newport on the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year. Each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to voice the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Heading to the top half of the third, Newport, the de facto road team, with a 2-0 lead over the Upper Valley Nighthawks for some afternoon baseball at Cardines Field. That is the first time this season we can say that. The third Gulls doubleheader of the season, the very first here in front of its home fans. And the Gulls with a 2-0 advantage. It is 5, 6, and 7 for Newport. Josh Kuroda-Grauer gets things started, looks at a first pitch ball from Ryan Hagenow, still going out, third inning of work. And has left the bases loaded in each of the first 2 innings that he's pitched. That one's skipping in the dirt now. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, Higenow's running into some trouble. I know Austin Wayner is the first out of the bullpen. You really can't see it from here. Hagenow went 2 2/3 in his first start.
Up past the 40 pitch mark. Here's pitch number 42 for Hagenow. Outside, quickly a 3-0 count to the right fielder, Kuroda-Grauer out of Rutgers. Struck out looking at his last time up. That was a big moment in that top of the first. And looks at a fastball in there for a strike. Now 3-1. Newport had the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the first. JKG struck out looking, and then Upper Valley induced a ground out as that's flown out. Right center field over there, Sullivan, and he makes the catch. 1 down here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Sullivan's been playing more right field than he was at this point last year, even in his college season. He has told me he actually likes playing right field better than first base.
A 2021 NECBL All-Star. We saw him here at Cardines Field. It was a game that Upper Valley really, they were kind of the story of the game. You had Parker Haskin, who's now a member of the Gulls. He was the starting catcher. Max Vieira was the game MVP. And Sullivan ended up getting in on some action as well, as Noah Martinez, another 2021 NECBL player up with the Keene Swamp Bats, looks at strike 1.
Yeah, there were 7 Nighthawks in last year's All-Star game, and Alan Roden will be a top 5 round pick this year, it looks like.
It's a very talented Nighthawks team. They never ended up seeing the Newport Gulls last year with last season's divisional format and with restrictions still in place for COVID-19. Newport only saw half the league, as that's down low now. A 1-2 count to Martinez.
Yeah, this is my second year with the Nighthawks. It's my first time here.
First time I have seen these Nighthawks outside of that day, July the 18th. As that smoked back up the middle, backhanded off the glove of Grant, and Martinez is going to reach. Infield single for Martinez, the 4th hit of the day for the Gulls here with a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see Martinez heat up a little bit. 2 hits in his last now 2 games. He's been struggling from the plate, but you know his power. 15 home runs with the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State University last season, so you know what you're going to get, and right there, I think that's just another confidence booster.
Yeah, that ball was smacked 96 miles per hour on the ground, and Grant got a glove on it. There was not much else he could do. And before Ben Rounds can come in and step in, there will be a discussion here on the mound for the Nighthawks.
And Justin DeVoid is coming onto the mound, so I think this is the night for Hagenow here. Usually it's Chad Sturgeon handling the pitching visits.
So we see a motion to the bullpen. It is the first call to the bullpen here in today's doubleheader. We will have the new name for you on the other side of the break as Upper Valley making a change. Newport up 2-0.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
Back here at Cardinals Field, 2-0 Newport leads in the top of the third inning. And it is a pitching change, the first that we've seen in this doubleheader. Upper Valley going to the bullpen. It is Tyler Legier making already his 9th appearance here with the Nighthawks this summer.
Well, Legier pitched on the first 2 days. He does not usually appear this early in the game. He's the secondary closer for the team, maybe the tertiary with the emergence of O'Hanlon. You'll notice about him, he's a sidearmer, and he has been his entire life. When he throws to bases, he throws sidearm as well.
Newport's got a submarine pitcher in their own right, and Peter Sakalaris. And here Legier enters with 1 on, 1 out for Ben Rounds. That's back up the middle, and it could be 2. Flip to second for 1 on to first. 1 pitch, 2 outs, and the inning over. That'll do a job. Legier's out of trouble. And in the blink of an eye, the top of the third is over. Still a 2-0 Newport lead as we head to the bottom of the third.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Bottom of the third, Upper Valley, the home team here in game 1 of this 7-inning doubleheader. They will get their at-bats down 2-0. Kevin Snyder is back out on the mounds. And this lone battle between these, lone day that these two teams will do battle. Glad you can be with us. Zach Letson, Jake Baskin, Caden Sharpens here with you. And the Nighthawks will send 9-1-2 here up in their half of the third. And a big swing and a miss from the catcher, Nick Fazzari, to get things started in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Fazzari's been hitting well as of late. He had a home run taken away from him a few days ago against Vermont by Jack Cohn. If he had hit one over back in Maxfield, all 3 catchers would have had one on the year for Upper Valley.
Playing in his 13th game this summer with the Nighthawks, brings in a 176 average. 6 hits total. As that's roped, he's got number 7. Hot shot off his bat. And a leadoff single here for the Nighthawks from their 9-hitter.
And Fazzari's really starting to feel it. He's hitting a lot better. As he gets on, as the Nighthawks need to start scoring, need to start getting guys in scoring position soon if they want to catch up. 7 innings can go by pretty quickly.
Well, they found a way to put some traffic on the base paths in each of the first 3 innings against Newport. Pair of singles for the Nighthawks in the first, induced a walk in the second. It's the top of the order in Tyler Sorrentino, who looks at ball 1 on the fastball inside. Sorrentino not one of those. He grounded out to Farquhar. That began the bottom half of the first. That's a rocket over to Smith. Caught on a line, a chance for 2. They got him. Heads up play, Spencer Smith with a catch. And a double play erases Fazzari.
Wow, what a heads-up play by Spencer Smith. Seeds the runner off the bag, and just a beautiful throw and stretch by Noah Martinez. And just fantastic turn of events, gets a single and then wipes it completely away. Now 2 outs, Kevin Sider can work with 2 outs. Just perfect situation.
That's one way to help your NECBL pitcher of the week. First pitch strike to the Canisius second baseman, Max Grant. He's working efficiently and looking to put his third 0 on the board today, as that's a base hit up the middle. Give Grant a 2-for-2 day.
And how important is that double play now?
Yeah.
Because if it were just a general lineout, you could have runners on first and second with 1. Now it's just a guy on first with 2. Although, regardless of the situation, the Nighthawks have the guy they want at the plate right now.
It is NECBL pitcher of the week versus NECBL player of the week. Ryan Ignafo, he went down swinging his first time up, but has been the most dangerous bat across the entire New England League here in 2022. Rockets that on the breaking ball foul. A 2-time NECBL player of the week, week 4, the most recent week, also selected for that in week 2. And for good reason. He brings in a .430 batting average, 8 home runs, 37 RBIs. Those are all league leads. Slugging percentage hovering around the .850 mark for Ignafo. As that's hit, that'll get down in right center field for a base hit. Taking the turn, not stopping. And he's going into second. He'll have a double. Stopping at third is Grant, and Ryan Ignafo with a 2-out double. That's going to keep this inning going.
And late stop sign by Justin Devoid there at third base. Grant was thinking about home the entire way, but this field is a little bit smaller than the one in Upper Valley, and Grant had to stop at third.
Yeah, Sider's getting hit hard today, and it's a little bit unusual for the past 2 starts that he's had, but hitters are seeing the ball well off Kevin Sider's arm. It's a little bit interesting to see how he could respond here. He does have 2 outs, which is massive, but got 2 men on.
Just 1 earned run off of Kevin Sider all season. Upper Valley looking to change that here. First pitch to John Hogard is flying out of play.
Hogard had a good opposite field single his first time up. Again, the winning RBI a few days ago against Vermont with a ground out. Also had a sacrifice fly that game.
A 1 in there for a strike to the left fielder. A single his first time up back in the first. 3 hits in this inning for the Nighthawks. Still have not been able to push home a run. Grant and Ignafo back-to-back base knocks has gotten them close. 2 runners in scoring position here with 2 away. Sider ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball ranges upstairs to the left fielder, now 1-2. Talked about he'll be making the move over to Louisiana Tech after a great, outstanding tenure at the JUCO level. Playing in his 21st game this summer here with Upper Valley. That pitch just missing on the outside part of the plate. On the breaking ball, and now he's worked a 2-2 count.
Yeah, the cleanup spot switched between a few players, but it looks like Hogarth's really settled into that 4-hole.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Tying run standing over on second. As that's flown back. Good at bat being put together here by the Upper Valley cleanup man. A base hit that began this inning for Upper Valley. It was erased on a double play. Since then, 2 more hits for the Nighthawks. And Hogart with a hit in the first. He's looking for his second. Nighthawks already have 5 today. On the ground is Smith. He'll throw over to first, and the inning is over. Newport gets out of it. Kevin Sider strands 2 more, and no damage is done. Newport still in front, 2-0 as we head to the 4th.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Still a 2-0 Newport lead. We head to the top of the 4th, and after 1 pitch, it is another pitching change for these Upper Valley Nighthawks. The day is done for reliever number 1, Tyler Legier, and in enters the Bryant Bulldog, Austin Wayner.
Wayner out of Alpharetta, Georgia, by way of Somers, New York, is making his 5th appearance, 3rd relief appearance this year. He's 2-2 on the year, so he's factored in the decision in every game he's played. Only 5'8", but his best pitch is his curveball, and he knows it.
14 games, one of them a start with the Bryant Bulldogs. A lot of Bryant representation, and well, he'll face 8-9-1 here for the goal. Spencer Smith, first pitch swinging, drives it into center, but there is Sorrentino, and there's one gone.
And Wayner going to the fastball there. Again, he's got a 1.25 ERA, so despite the fact he has a couple of losses on his record, Wayner's been pretty good this year.
Well, it's another time, the 2nd straight batter that swings first pitch and does the Nighthawks a favor. Legier threw 1 pitch of relief and induced a 4-6-3 double play from Ben Rounds that ended the top of the 3rd inning. And here's the catcher, Jake Burley, looks at a first pitch ball.
Wayner told me he first started throwing his curveball when he was 9 years old. I know if I tried to do that in my league, I wouldn't be allowed to.
Well, that's exactly how you can start to grow a repertoire, a routine. And a pretty good year, 3.80 ERA over with the Bulldogs. Played in the Sun Belt League last summer. The Waleska Wild Things. 8 appearances, a 2.25 ERA in 36 innings, 34 Ks to 10 walks. That comes inside.
And Wayner, in his spare time when he's not pitching, likes to help out in the broadcast booth.
There you go.
He joined us last week, and he did a little bit of that with the Bulldogs at Bryant.
That's driven in the air. Shallow into left, moving in is Hogart. And there's 2 away. Two up and 2 down here for the Nighthawks. And top of the order, it is Trent Farquhar. 1 for 2 day for Trent. Picked up his team-leading 16th hit at Cardines Field back in the 2nd inning. And that one got him. So it is already the 3rd Newport goal to be hit by a pitch. Trent Farquhar is a 2-out base runner here for the Gulls.
Yeah, I think it's just a positive. Farquhar has been struggling significantly from the plate. He was 0 for his last 11 until that hit that he had in this game, and he gets on again. I think that is a little bit of carrying momentum a little bit.
Alec Makarevich looking to keep the inning going. On a couple hops, it's an easy play for Stearns, and the inning is over. So Wayner avoids the damage on the hit batsman. And we go to the bottom half of the 4th. In this 7th-inning doubleheader, it is Newport 2, Upper Valley nothing on the NECBL network.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
Back for the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Newport on top as the road team in this 7-inning doubleheader. It is the only 2 times these 2 teams will face this season, so that for the element of fairness. Newport will not make the trip to Upper Valley. It is the lone place. The Gulls will not travel this season as it's 5, 6, and 7, and Nick Wang takes a big swing and a miss.
Yeah, Wang's second at bat in the last 30 days. Struck out looking his first time up.
Kevin Sider back out there for his 4th inning of work. Fires a fastball by Wang. It's quickly 0-2.
And Sider's certainly living up to the reputation he has. Had a few hits, but has stranded everyone.
Has allowed 1 earned run the entire summer here with the Newport Gulls. Filthy breaking ball. Did he go? Yes, he did. Ring him up. It's another strikeout for Kevin Sider. Give him now 3 on the day.
Yeah, I'd love to see Sutter get back on track in the strikeout column. His 3rd of the day, but, a lot of guys have been hitting him hard for the whole game. So I think this will give him a little bit more confidence going into the rest of his outing.
1 run, now working into his 20th inning of work this summer as William Sullivan got a piece of that one foul for now an 0-1 count. 4-3 ground out. Sullivan's lone time up today. Mentioned that he was one of 7 Upper Valley All-Stars a season ago. Tried holding up his swing that time. Boy, these Upper Valley hitters getting fooled by that Sider breaking ball. It is 0-2. Working efficiently. And ready to go. Here's the 0-2. Back up the middle. Back into the glove of Sider. Look what I found. Out number 2.
That's a great reaction by Kevin Sider there. Just throws his hand up in his face and comes up with the ball pretty calm and jogs it over to first.
Very casually. That ball was hit
Very
hard
casual.
from William Sullivan. And Sider ready for it. Looking for what would be his first traditional 1-2-3 inning. He only faced 3 batters in the second, but Clay Stearns reached on a walk. 5 hits for Upper Valley, but no runs. They trail 2-0. On the ground to Makarevich. On the first, 1-2-3. Stearns retired. And Kevin Sider chunking along. It is 4 scoreless innings for the Quinnipiac righty. And we head to the 5th and a 2-0 Gulls lead.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Part of the order for the Newport Gulls, looking to extend a 2-0 lead. We go to the top of the 5th in this 7-inning doubleheader. So you can kind of treat it like the 7th. Colin Ledbetter, the first to come up here against Wayner, drives the first pitch straight away center field. Back is Sorrentino near the wall, jumps and got it. What a catch. In the deepest part of the park, robbing Ledbetter.
I mean, we saw him hit a bomb in the center field on Monday against the North Shore Navigators, and that was an absolute shot again. It was just an odd dimensions kind of Cardines field, so, it doesn't get out there. We saw Trent Farquhar almost hit it out as well today, so those are getting close, just not quite over this tall fence here.
355 feet for Ledbetter, maybe any other part of the park, and it's a different story. From one Colton to another, here's Colton Freeman. Newport's left fielder looks at strike 1. Freeman a base hit in the first inning and got robbed of his second hit, what would have been his second hit, by Max Grant, the second baseman. This one's flown out. Foul territory with room is Stearns, and he makes the catch in foul territory. A couple of nice plays by this Upper Valley defense to begin the 5th.
Yeah, Stearns has had some trouble in foul territory with pop-ups at first base. Again, not his natural position, but he was able to track it down there. I'm sure he's getting more reps there and he's getting more comfortable with it.
Looks like a little snow cone action. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, 2 up, 2 down quickly here for Wayner on the mounds. Looking to go 1-2-3, has to go through Josh Kuroda-Grauer. He swings first pitch. That'll find its way out of play. Well, Ledbetter retired on the first pitch he saw. Freeman retired on the second pitch he saw. And JKG swinging first pitch as well. 0 for 2 day. Looks at a ball there now, 1-1. 27 hits on the season for JKG coming into today. That is in the top 4 in the entire NECBL. Big swing and a miss that time. Now 1-2. Tied for the goals lead in that category coming into today. Ledbetter has taken that lead now by 1. As that's hit a hot shot right into the glove of Ignafo. Wild throw, the tag applied, and he's out. That's a quick top of the 5th. Austin Wayner going 1-2-3 through this goals lineup. And we head to the bottom half of the 5th in a tight one. 2-0, goals on top.
Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
The law firm of Halloran Sage is proud to partner with the Newport Gulls for a season-long and, dare I say, epic battle for the Halloran Sage Cup. The Newport Gulls, the Mystic Schooners, the Bristol Blues, the Danbury Westerners, and the Valley Blue Sox are all in contention for the title. Halloran Sage is proud to support the NECBL teams and the Aquidneck Island community. We wish the players a successful, competitive, healthy, enjoyable season. And to the fans, enjoy the game. Play ball.
Back here at Cardines Field, it is still a 2-0 Newport lead, and it is still the Newport Ace, the Week 4 NECBL Pitcher of the Week, Kevin Sider, going strong. He faces 8-9-1 in this Upper Valley order here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch fastball to Luke Trajani. This is outside, ball 1. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. That wrapped up the bottom of the 2nd inning, his last time up. And that fastball dots the outer part, now 1-1. 90 miles per hour from Sider. He's had that command. 44 strikes, just 19 balls. Breaking ball fooled him. Way out ahead of it. And it's 1-2.
Sider really going strong, and these Upper Valley Nighthawks basically have no answer for him, especially in the bottom of the order.
20 innings, just 1 earned run against him this summer. That ball skips in the dirt. And continuing that streak, where he had back-to-back outings, 6 innings of scoreless ball. And so far, 4 innings of scoreless ball here this afternoon. Here's the 2-2 to Trajani. Swing and a miss, got him. It's another strikeout for Kevin Sider, make it 4 on the day.
Wow. I mean, Newport Fire Department's right there. I think someone should dial them up because Sider is feeling it right now. He's in his groove. He's pretty hot. I mean, you love to see it. He was getting hit hard for a majority of the first couple innings, and now he's really dialed in.
He's had some good goals defense behind him. It has kept Upper Valley off the board despite the fact that the Nighthawks have 5 hits, one of them coming from the catcher, Nick Fazzari. Looks at strike 1. He singled to begin the 3rd, but was erased immediately on a line-out double play. Ended up being a major moment in that inning, and he's fooled by the curveball from Sider. Strike 2. Major moment because Upper Valley got 2 more hits in the inning, but could not push home a run. There's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him again. Burley will complete the strikeout. 5 now for Kevin Sider. Boy, is he rolling.
6 in a row retired by Kevin Sider. Now it's to the top of the order, and they're going to have to do something if Upper Valley's going to come back on this.
Well, once he's in a groove, good luck. He retired 18 in a row in that outing that got him Pitcher of the Week. He led the game off by hitting a batter in the top of the 1st. After that, 18 in a row all the way to the end of the 6th inning. And the top of the order here for Upper Valley, Tyler Sorrentino. Looks at strike 1. Sider working quickly. Pitch just misses. It's 1-1 to the center fielder. Grounded into a double, that will lined out into that major double play, as aforementioned. Also grounded out in the first. Breaking ball drops right in the heart of the zone. 1-2.
Yeah, this is massive for him being dialed in this part of the game, because this is just a 7-inning game. I mean, this is really just like the 7th inning of an actual game.
Popped him up on the fastball. It'll stay in the infield. Makarevich is in, makes the catch to retire the side. Sider's got a smile on his face, and he's rolling. It is 2-0 Newport. We head to the 6th in this 7-inning doubleheader.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back here for the last 2 innings, presumably, Jake Baskin, Zach Letson, Caden Charpentier with you as we're in the 6th inning. It'll be Noah Martinez, then Ben Rounds and Spencer Smith to face Austin Wayner, who is on for his 3rd inning of work. First pitch on the way from Wayner. Martinez drills that one in the right field. Right at Sullivan, jumps, and he can't get it. So that'll end up as a very long single for Noah Martinez, and he's on as the leadoff base runner.
Well, Caden's talked about how Martinez has really squared up the ball real nicely in these past couple games for Newport, and that is another example of that. It's a lefty-friendly ballpark. He goes pull side, and that's what you need here if you're Newport. Runs are coming at a premium. So if you can get that leadoff guy on, do something with it, it would be huge.
So up comes the lefty hitting Ben Rounds. The DH has hit a couple balls to second base. One ended up in a double play, the other into a ground out. Swings at second base again. Grant, Trajani, Stearns, double play. 2 out.
Almost a carbon copy of what we saw in the 3rd inning, Jake. I mean, that's exactly what Upper Valley was looking for. We have seen a plethora for both of these teams getting those double plays.
Yeah, 3 already hit, or let's see, 2 on each side, it looks like. So 4 total.
And they've all come in pretty meaningful moments.
Yeah. Well, I remember reading a line once, every triple play is a rally-killing triple play, and most would be true for double plays as well.
Right.
So Spencer Smith comes in, walked and scored on Makarevich's hit by pitch his first time up, then flew to center and is quickly at 1-1. Logan McGuire starting for Newport in the 2nd game. Seth Logue will get the start for Upper Valley. Swings right at Trajani, inning over. So another 3-batter inning, not quite a 1-2-3 inning, but we are through 5.5. And the score is 2-0 Newport. You're watching the NECBL Network.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
We are here in the bottom of the 6th. Newport 6 outs away from winning this one. They're ahead 2-0 both on second inning runs. Kevin Sider on for his 6th inning. First pitch to Max Grant is a strike.
Gulls have gotten real comfortable in these pitchers' duel games. Pitching's been the catalyst for the 6-game winning streak. And, I mean, Kevin Sider, I think, is the symbol of that, of this pitching staff taking force.
Grant with 2 hits on the day, and the only Nighthawk to reach base twice. It's Grant, Ignafo, and Hogart, so if you're a Nighthawk fan, those are the guys you want here in the 6th. 1-1 to Grant. Drills one in the right field. Going back toward the wall, it'll be off the wall. Grant going into second base. The ball will be thrown in. Grant gets his 3rd hit of the day. It is a 2-bagger.
Max Grant's just the definition of a pure hitter. I mean, this guy is excellent at getting contact on the ball. I mean, we've talked about the year that he had with Canisius would certainly back that up. He's been the best player on this Upper Valley team today. It's 3 for 3, a double now, and just in a huge, huge spot. That's why you put him ahead of Ignafo, is because it can really set the table.
And here comes Ignafo as a double of his own. Yeah, Grant has been one of my favorite players to watch this year. You always felt there was something more coming, and in the last week it really has. So Ignafo, a strikeout and a double against the NECBL Pitcher of the Week. The second time this year he's faced the NECBL Pitcher of the Week as the Player of the Week. I'm forgetting the name of the guy he faced in the first one. Whoever was there week 2. First pitch to Ignafo. Bouncer, and that is through for a base hit. Coming up with the ball is Kuroda Grauer, and stopping at third will be Max Grant. Runners at the corners and nobody out for Upper Valley here in the 6th.
And even with Kuroda Grauer stumbling on it a little bit there in right field, you can understand the decision. Nobody out in this inning. Can they finally crack them? They've had those opportunities. They've yet to knock the door down, but it's a really, really encouraging start for this Nighthawks offense here.
Yeah, just like in the blink of an eye. Like, Sider was really dealing. He was getting dialed into the game, and now runners at the corners with no outs. This is a massive opportunity to tie this game.
Ignafo gets a chance, and now here's Hogart. Strike 1. So in the most recent game against Vermont, the first 2 hitters gone on in Kaufman and Sorrentino, then Grant sacrifice bunt, and Vermont intentionally walked Ignafo to get to Hogart. Hogart did get an RBI ground out for the winning tally. And the pitch outside.
Again, to look at that Newport bullpen, it appears to be Cole Stasio, the Baylor arm, would come in here, but again, don't really know how short that leash is with Sider. It's been his game, and for good reason, but this is, like I said, a real strong opportunity.
1-1 on John Hogart. Chopper, foul ball. 1-2. Hogart's day, a single and a ground out. He's played both outfield corners as well as 1 game in center. He's proved to be a very good defender as his bat has also started to heat up. I'd imagine he'd be in right next game with Johnny Decker in left. 1-2 on Hogart. Outside ball 2. Nick Wang is the on-deck hitter. And then Will Sullivan after that. Grant the lead runner. Ignafo's got good speed at first. Neither team's stolen a base today as Ignafo forces a pickoff throw. Two balls, 2 strikes on John Hogart. Struck him out. And that's a big one for Sider. 1 out in the inning.
I mean, that breaking ball has just been so money today. We talked about the fastball as the primary pitch, but I don't know if there's been a more effective pitch today than that breaking ball because these Upper Valley hitters have just been continuing to just get out in front of it, maybe sitting fastball. You're sitting 90, and then you're treated with 76 with a whole lot of movement. It's just been a great pitch for him.
Wang in his first game back from injury is struck out both looking and swinging. First pitch to Wang, missed inside. Grant led off with a double. Ignafo singled him to third. Grant was also stranded at third when Hogart grounded out in the third. And that's kept the Upper Valley team scoreless. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, the last strikeout was Sider's 6th, which is 3rd consecutive outing with 6 or more strikeouts. Just extremely impressive stuff from the Quinnipiac righty.
One and one on Wang. Swing and a miss. High inside fastball. And it's 1-2. And this is the first game of a doubleheader. It'll only go 7 innings, pending extras. And the 1-2. That one missed higher and further inside. It's 2-2.
Yeah, these hitters have forced him to labor a little bit. Of course, we talked about the efficiency that Sider's had. 85 pitches now. Patience, I think, is the name of the game here if you're Upper Valley.
Sider will go to the plate. And Wang held off. That's ball 3.
It's a great block by Jake Burley in front of the plate. There's not a ton of space or real estate behind home plate, but it's those off-speed pitches that can squeak away from you that I think are the most dangerous and would be inviting to Grant over at third to try to come home and score.
I think for this team, Grant has more average speed. Ignafo is certainly a hustler at first. 3-2 on Wang. Ignafo going. This one hit into center field. Backing up. Ledbetter should get it. Grant will tag and score. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Nick Wang in his return to the Upper Valley lineup. It is 2-1 Newport.
Yeah, well struck. Really no play for Ledbetter to try to come home to the plate. So thinking smarter, and that'll get it done if you're Upper Valley. Of course, still more work to be done, but finally getting that run home is so big to now make it a 1-run game.
So here's Will Sullivan. A couple of groundouts today. Ryan Ignafo on first base, and we'll see if he tries to steal at any point. Martinez holding him. First pitch. Sullivan swings, hits that one into center, but Ledbetter is there. The inning is over. The Nighthawks get one in the 6th, and they will look to hold Newport in the 7th before they get their final chance. 2-1 Gulls. We'll be back in the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year. each of the 3 division winners, and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com.
It is the 7th inning, the Newport Gulls 2 and the Upper Valley Nighthawks 1. Jake Burley followed by Trent Farquhar and Alec Makarevich to face Austin Wayner, who's on for his 4th inning of work. Wayner's first pitch is in there for a strike to Burley. Burley was hit by a pitch to back against Hagenow, and then against Wayner he flied to left. Popped up into the shallow outfield. Sullivan and Grant and Stearns coming on. Who's got it? Sullivan. No, he is not able to get it. Foul ball.
That is a really, really tough spot. Of course, where the warehouse and the scoreboard is where foul territory is then just relinquished. And he had to be careful that he was not going to run into that warehouse. Still a really good job by Sullivan to cover that ground, but just could not quite get the handle on it. It looked like it bounced off of him. Yeah, it looked like it got off that glove. It's a break there for the Gulls.
Wayner is the third pitcher. Hagenow started. Legier just threw one pitch and got a double play out of it. Back to end the third. Fouled off 0-2. So Legier with probably one of the more productive one-pitch outings you'll see this season from anybody. Here's the pitch. Missed inside. I want to mention, the famous Willie Mays catch. They threw in a lefty specialist. He threw one pitch. Vic Wirtz hit it. Mays caught it, and the pitcher was taken out of the game. And told the next one I did my job. 1-2 on the way. Fouled off again.
It's hard to go off on a much higher note than a play like that. So I don't know. I don't blame him.
Burley will be followed by Farquhar. And here comes Wayner's pitch. Missed inside, 2-2. Nighthawks will have Stearns, Trajani, and Fazzari, although they do have some bats on their bench. Bouncer fell, and a hard shot hit the wall on the fly over on the third base side. Two and two on Jake Burley. Inside, that one came very close to hitting Burley, and the count's full.
Probably not the most pleased about that. Already been clipped once today, but able to get out of the way, and he has done a really good job here forcing Wayner to work.
3-2 on the way. Popped up in a left. Hogart racing over will have the play. 1 out. Yeah, Burley, Farquhar, and Makarevich have all been hit by a pitch today, as they are the 3 in the lineup. Besides that, Farquhar struck out in single.
The second baseman, number 4, Trent Farquhar.
Wayner from the windup. Strike.
Yeah, the Gulls really living on the edge right here. I don't think they preferably don't want to go into the final half inning only up by 1 run.
Back up the middle for a base hit. Farquhar reaches with his second hit of the day. It's a single, and there's 1 on with 1 out.
That was a rocket. Right back up the middle. Give him 17 hits now at home. He's got, the vast majority of his success has come here at home, and that's what you want out of your leadoff guy. Just hit it back up the middle. Give yourself a chance for some big RBI guys behind him.
Makarevich's day, walk, hit by pitch, ground out to first. Wayner's first pitch, drilled in a right field toward the pole. It is over and out. A home run for Alec Makarevich gives Newport a 3-run lead here in the top of the 7th.
Do it, AMAC. First time here at Cardines Field, second time this summer. That was a shot, my goodness. Extending that hitting streak to 14 games, flapping those wings, a lot of smiles, and for good reason. I mean, this is just such a talented hitter, and the season really has changed for the Gulls since his addition.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say this was his last chance to extend the hitting streak.
Again,
and then,
just like last game.
Just like last game, and AMAC just goes absolute yard. Love to see it, and now Ledbetter's up, and you're not living on the edge anymore. You score 2 more runs, and you give some insurance for whoever may come out in the final inning.
And the pitch to Ledbetter, missed outside. So that one right down the right field line, inside the foul line, as Makarevich really teed off on Wayner there.
That was real close. Of course, we got a high wall here, so it's a little easier, I think, for an umpire to tell, but hugging that line, and we talked about it, it's a little more friendly if you can hit it out there to right.
Wayner's throw. And quickly is down 3-0 on Ledbetter. There is someone warming up for the Nighthawks in the pen. Popped up. Ignafo into foul territory. Cannot handle it. Lost his balance there as it was turning back on him. And it is 3-1 to Ledbetter.
It's a bit windy here at Cardines Field, and maybe a spot there where he just could not hold up that footing. And again, it's another break here for the Gulls.
Yeah, 2 drop foul balls that potentially could have been an out in this inning for the Newport Gulls.
Wayner to the plate, 3-1. And he walks, so Ledbetter is given a second chance, and he works the 5-pitch walk.
This is what he does. So dangerous with the bat in his hand, but I'd argue almost as dangerous with the bat on his shoulder. He's now got 17 walks already this summer, does Ledbetter. That leads the team.
Colton Freeman up next, the second consecutive Colton. He is 1 for 3 with a single back in the first inning. And the first of 2 here from Cardines Field. And the pitch. High pop-up foul. Freeman turned on it, but a little bit too much. Pickoff throw back to first, not in time. There's a strike. 0-2. Freeman will be followed by Kuroda Grauer. Wayner throws. Foul again into the netting and very nearly hit the third base coach.
Yeah, Freeman's got such an aggressive swing, and the way that he swings it, I mean, he will just really square it up. That's how I look at it, and yeah, you're right. Frank Holbrook, Newport manager, gotta stay on his toes there. Couple of hot shots in this inning down the line.
Pickoff throw again, almost got away from Stearns. It actually hit the body of Ledbetter, and that prevented an error on Wayner.
Yeah, if he doesn't dive back in head first, I think that ball's getting away, and luckily for the Nighthawks, it got him kind of right near that stomach.
No balls and 2 strikes, and Colton Freeman. Not playable. That's another foul ball.
Call the Disaster Masters, DAF.
2 in the second inning and 2 here in the 7th. Counter the 1 for Upper Valley in the 6th. And it's 4-1 with the chance that Newport adds more. Called strike 3. Down he goes. Wayner picks up his first strikeout, and there are 2 out in the inning.
Yeah, Freeman doesn't strike out often. That's his 5th strikeout in 21 at-bats. It's difficult. Obviously, he was seeing the ball well in that at-bat. It's that rocket and fouls the ball off a few other times, but just a difficult outing. And now 4 runs right now. It looks like if Newport can go into the bottom of the inning, they should be in good shape.
Josh Kuroda-Grauer, 0 for 3. Bounces one over to Grant. Throws to first, and the inning is over. But the damage has been done. Makarevich's 2-run shot gives the Gulls the insurance they may well need. It's 4-1 as the Nighthawks go into their last at bat.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Well, the road for the Upper Valley Nighthawks is a little tougher now. They're down 3 and have 7, 8, 9 coming up. Clay Stearns, Luca Trajani, and Nick Fazzari. And who's on the mound for Newport, Zach?
Yeah, it is the Baylor Bear. It's Cole Stasio. It's been a relied-upon arm for these goals out of the bullpen.
As Stasio throws the first pitch, a curveball in there for a strike to Stearns.
Yeah, this is his 5th outing, 3rd out of relief, 12 innings, 9 hits allowed, 8 runs, 10 strikeouts.
As that one missed, there's, in the last 5 spots in the order, there's only 1 hit and 1 walk for Upper Valley. Stearns is the walk, Fazzari is the hit. They were both canceled out by double plays. Swing and a miss there, and it's 1-2 on Clay Stearns.
Yeah, I think it's the guy you want on the mound right here, Cole Stasio. He struck out Addison Kopak with the bases loaded against the Mystic Schooners, so this guy has ice in his veins. I mean, you heard the song Goosebumps by Travis Scott. Stasio does not have goosebumps right now. He is cool, calm, and collected. I'm sure he's going to be perfectly fine right now.
I always love closer entrance music, as this one is thrown to the plate. Down he goes. Strike 3 called. Clay Stearns, 1 out.
So comfortable with that fastball. I mean, we saw him blow it by Stearns for strike 2, went back to it and got him on the backwards K for strike 3, but carrying the baton. Kevin Sider, his day is done. We can close his line. 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. That coming in the 6th. 6 strikeouts.
First pitch to Trajani. Ball inside. Now the Nighthawks closer, Trey Nordman. His entrance music is Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. And that very much fits him. This one popped up on the infield. Smith calling everybody off. 2 away. As Nick Fazzari will come in, the last chance for the Nighthawks here in game number 1. Fazzari singled and struck out. He was erased on a double play after he singled. Out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, by way of Charleston Southern University. Stasio's pitch missed low. Game 2 is scheduled to start at 6:35. We'll see if that's moved up a little bit. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. 6:35 seems to sound about right for me.
Yeah, we're right on pace.
Into his motion and to the plate. Bouncer in front of the plate. This is a foul ball. As Fazzari will go back to the plate, now down 1-2. One and 2 on Nick Fazzari. On deck is the top of the order and Tyler Sorrentino. It'll be a matchup between Seth Logue of Upper Valley and Logan McGuire of Newport in game number 2. And we'll see how much of the lineups are shifted. Stasio into his motion, the pitch fouled away as the 5th pitch to Fazzari is coming up. One, two. Struck him out and the game is over. Stasio sends down the Nighthawks 1-2-3 in the 7th, and Newport wins the first game of this doubleheader with a 4-1 victory.
Pitching's been the story. Pitching continues to be the story for the Newport Gulls. I mean, it's just another pitching masterclass. 7 in a row. 7 wins in a row for the Newport Gulls. It's the first time you can say that since 2017. This team's playing some really good baseball right now, and Caden, you just got to be really, really pleased with, I mean, pitching had been the story. Kevin Sider, while Upper Valley's able to get some hits off of him, get some traffic on the base paths, just allows that 1 run.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Like, he was getting hit a few times, but he was always able to get out of it. He always had, just focus. Command was his thing. He was very command in the strike zone today. And Cole Stasio closes it out, and you get that home run from AMAC, continues his hitting streak. All is well here in Newport as they try to go for unbelievably another game in a row. They are rolling right now, the Newport Gulls, as they keep extending their lead in the Coastal Division.
That's a tough one for the Nighthawks, able to get that run late. Makarevich with a 2-run blast. That kind of separated it, and both of these teams stranded some runners on the base paths. I think, especially for the Nighthawks, that's probably what you'll look back on in a game where runs really come at a premium.
Yeah, for the game, it's only 5 runs stranded, but those 5 were in a big position. 1 strand at third, a couple strand at second. It's really not the performance, especially in the later innings when the bats really went cold outside of Grant and Ignafo. That Upper Valley really needs to fix in the second game. I'm sure the top 3, maybe even the top 4 in the order will be the same, but the bottom of the order really needs to contribute more in this game too.
Kevin Sider, he gets his 2nd win of the season and just continues the spectacular season that he has had, now up to 22 innings. He has allowed 2 earned runs in that time. It's the NECBL Pitcher of the Week, living up to that billing. Newport, for the first time in 5 years, They've won 7 in a row, and these teams are going to be seeing each other again just about 35, 37 minutes away. It is 5:58 Eastern time. We will have some pregame coverage for you. We will have our starting lineups as soon as we get them. But thanks so much for joining us here for Game 1. Zach Letson, Jake Baskin, Caden Charpentier signing off for the final time. We will be back in less than an hour here with Game 2, so stick with us. Your final for the final time in Game 1, Gulls 4 and Nighthawks 1.